when the latest edition of Kush Comics comes in the door, you drop everything and take a look at it. It's that good. And hello, everyone. It is Tom. It is FANzine Live. We're doing a World Zine today, looking at the latest edition, issue number 57 of Kush, the Baltic Comics magazine. Folks, this is about as hot off the press as something coming from Riga, Latvia can be. I am thrilled to be able to say that it was able to make it across the pond, and I was able to get it here without having to pay weird and strange tariffs. It appears that things have been straightened out finally. I heard books were outside of the tariff requirements regardless, but you know how administrators are and regulators are and all that. Sometimes they forget the law. But we have Kush, and in the package that you get when you subscribe, you actually get more than just the issue. You also get 4 mini Kushes, which are the single story mini comics as well. So I got Rain in Tears by Mao. I got Heather Lose's The Boy and the Worm. I got Dina Omut's Not From Home, Not From Beyond. And, oh geez, I hate to say it, I'm going to skip the name on that one because I'm going to screw it up, but it is Scraps of Memory. These are individual stories all done as, if you will, mini graphic novels, all done quarter-size page, saddle-stitched, beautiful printing, full bleeds, and very different each and every one because they are done from all over the place, from creators all over the world. Very exciting, but that's not why we're here. We're going to look at the big magazine. Kush is, in my mind, the single best access point for someone interested in learning more about World Zines. World Zines are an interesting thing because they have not just different mailing addresses. They often come from entirely different cultural spheres, and that can take the mode of artwork, like as we just saw with those 4 different mini Kushes, but also they can take it as far as narrative form, cultural tropes that you encounter when reading, all sorts of stuff. And so it is a fascinating read. And David Schilter, who is the publisher of Kush, has done a masterful job over his 57 issues of bringing creators from around the world into the pages of his magazine. And so you usually get yourself this little cornucopia of different creators. Some are European, there are some North American, there are some Asian. I think he's even had an African creator or 2. It's really exciting to see it, and I really enjoy reading it. Every page, if it's not comics as I'm used to reading or zines as I'm used to reading, it's always interesting and always different, and it helps you better understand the different cultures around the world and how they see their place in the world of comics and zines, in cartooning. Every issue of Kush comes with a bookmark that is thematically done the same. It's the same cover illustrator, Cecilia Varhead. This is a mini print cardstock of the cover. He does those as well. So I'm going to put these off to the side so we can enjoy those. Every issue I've got pretty much takes the same format. You have the title of the theme, in this case, Mythbusters. You have a little description of the theme. You have your table of contents. And it's always interesting to see who helped sponsor this, because David does a wonderful job picking up cultural grants from countries around the world. For example, this issue says when you think of the Nordic and Baltic regions, your first associations might be trolls and Vikings, the midnight sun and polar nights, saunas and ice swimming, Heigi and Fika, Nokia and IKEA. Maybe you've also heard about their excellent school systems and strong social welfare models, but what's behind these myths? We asked 16 comic artists from across the Nordics and Baltics to create works that reflect their unique perspectives on life in the North. So he was able to get support from the Latvian State Cultural Capital Foundation, the Nordic Council of Ministers Office in Latvia, the Danish Cultural Institute, and the Embassy of Sweden in Riga, Latvia. That's pretty cool. Then in the back, he has quick pieces, bios, if you will, mini bios for each of the contributors, which includes some contact information. Usually it looks like largely Instagram posts or websites. Pretty cool. So as he's going through to do myth busting, and I'm not exactly sure what this one is about. Maybe it's just the notion of taking a myth, melting it, and turning it into something beautiful. That Tommy Musturi does some gorgeous stuff with artwork and with color. Whole thing is fully colored. This is a paperback book. It is cardstock cover, full color, matte paper throughout, a little heavier than normal paper on the inside. The cartooning is really interesting. This one is about kids telling secrets and not telling their parents, and how basically they're telling tall tales. And then the legend is getting ready to get broken right there. This one is kind of an interesting one. It's a pro wrestling thing. The script is really odd. It uses things like you're sitting in the scissor now and your beard is stuck in the mailbox, and the one who laughs last laughs best. And it's just weird stuff like that. It's time to rat together. But as you can also see that you have the embodiment of the Norwegian spirit as one of the wrestlers, Rattus Norvicius. Very nice looking. Snakes in the Yard. This one is talking about Finns and how they experience holiness in nature. And so it's about their interactions with nature. And then he goes into some discussion about logging and how they love nature, but they also have to obey capitalism. And what it does to the snakes, as well as other things. This one is the Sea Grave. And notice the cartooning is so totally different in every single one of these. Liminal time. The 3 days where the boundary between this world and the other world thins. Halloween on the 31st of October, All Saints on the 1st of November, and All Souls on the 2nd of November. Linda Stone. A wordless one. But it's Tallinn, which I believe is in Estonia. This one I really liked about Latvia and how the trees are so special. They have a word for the extra special type of trees. Some of them are protected due to their size, age, cultural, and historic importance, and how they're on money and coats of arms and stuff like that. So it's really interesting discussion of different types of trees in Latvia. This one is, it's a spoof on IKEA. I love it. Not necessarily entirely complimentary to IKEA, but it's really creatively done. Silent Feelings. You see some neat things being done with color. You see some neat things being done with cartooning. This is a really good one about Iceland. And they apparently have an app that every single Icelander since settlement of Iceland 1200-ish years ago is all entered into a website. And so this is about basically how they check on each other and their genealogy and the people they run into on the street and the people who they date and all that. It's a lot of fun. About now, something to do with Norwegians. And I got to say, this one kind of lost me. It's beautiful abstract work, but I think I'm going to have to read it a couple times to see how that goes. Then we go to James Bike, The Peddling Private Eye. This is about Copenhagen in Denmark. Basically, it's an ode to the bicycle, the importance of bicycles. We are children of the North. Kind of a bit of a poetry type thing. Oh, and of course, the dog at the end winds up with 0 new messages. Must be on the phone. Then the last day of work. The last day of work is supposedly, I'm guessing, the death of people. So this is death running around on skis, visiting people. This is a neat book. Great stuff. I love this series. I love this publisher. Just re-up my subscription for another year. I cannot recommend Koosh highly enough. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself a subscription if you are at all curious about World Zines, because you won't find a sampler as good as Koosh anywhere else, literally in the world, as far as I can tell. What do you think, folks? Does stuff like this get you excited about World Zines? Does stuff like this get you excited about the format, the style, the incredible print quality? There's so much to talk about when it comes to Koosh, because there are so many influences bringing themselves to bear on this beautiful, beautiful work. So let me know in the comments what you think. And of course, as always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to FANzine Live, and tell your friends, because there are precious few places where you can learn about World Zines and the way that we discuss it. Thank you for watching, everybody. This is Tom. This is FANzine Live World Zines. We've looked at one of the best, and they're just rolling on. It's great, great zine. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks again. I'll catch you next time.